I hope you're doing great and great and great. So welcome to today's live show. And I have two guests joining me today, and we're going to be looking at the subject of raising capital to fund your real estate deal. So as you're joining me, feel free to tell me your name and the city you're joining me from, okay? So this has become a very important topic. People are asking me, Dr. Stephen, you do commercial real estate. You know, how do you raise funds? We hear you calling, you are raising $100 million, you are raising $40 million. How do you raise capital for real estate deals? So today we want to be looking at how to do that. Of course, it's a 1 hour Instagram live. I'm bringing two real what we call mortgage brokers. So what a mortgage broker does is basically to help you look for institutional funding for your real estate deal, whether it's an individual real estate or you're doing it for it's a corporate deal. Okay, so I have Northampton, if I'm correct. That's Anne. Anne, welcome. Abiodun from Sheffield, welcome. Michael from Lagos, welcome. All of you as you're joining, tell me your name and your city. You're all welcome. Franklin from Lagos. Fortune Boy from Newcastle. I can see Belfast, North Ireland. Okay, good. Tammy from Scotland. Oh, beautiful. Francis from Abuja. So yeah, we have a lot of UK fans here. So, by the way, if you're in the US, don't worry. Next week, Monday, we will be having conversation about how to raise capital for your US deals. Okay, so we're focusing on Monday on US market, but today we want to focus on the UK market. Victor from Reading, Oluwatayo from Manchester. You're all welcome, by the way. Abiodun from Dundee, Enoch from Lagos, Jeremiah from Lagos. Welcome everybody. Lola from Lagos, welcome. Feel free to invite people for today's show, okay? So share. Finger Walata from Leeds. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of my UK people here. Martha from Uyo. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Okay, welcome. Who else is here? Onitsha, Lagos. Everybody welcome and thank you for joining. Okay, so you will also be having opportunity to be added to the conversation and to ask your question directly. Okay, directly you will have the opportunity to also be brought up and you can ask your question from our speakers. So my first speaker, I've invited you, so send a request. In case you didn't see me, just send me a request and I'm just going to accept it and you can come up. It says your moderator cannot be on live videos, so I don't know why you can't be on live videos. So Fumi Teller, if you can delete your Instagram and reinstall it so that you have the latest Instagram, and then once you join back, feel free to send a request for me to bring you up. So I will start by asking a few questions. How many of you here have a personal real estate deals that you need funding for? So you're about to move to a new house. Maybe you are in a 1-bedroom, you want to move to a 2-bedroom. You're trying to buy a 4-bedroom or 5-bedroom. How many of you here are trying to buy property in the UK for personal use, your own home that you're trying to buy? If you're in that category, type me, if you're in that category. Okay? Now, how many of you, however, are trying to do property deals in terms of commercial investment? Okay, so this time around is not where you want to live in, but it's more about a, a property you're buying so you can eventually rent it out, or you're trying to do a development of 5 unit, 10 units. You're trying to do HMO in the UK. You're trying to do fix and flip. Some of these worn-out properties, you're buying it to remodel it and then to sell it back. If you are trying to do commercial, just type commercial, commercial. So I want to see. I'm taking polls here, and that's why I need you to please comment. If it's something you're just doing for yourself, you need to buy a house for yourself, just type me. But if you're trying to do this as a business, right, just type commercial, right? So I want to see how many people are trying to do this. Don't put fix and flip, just commercial. Whether it's fix and flip, whether it's development, whether it's HMO, is all under commercial. So just type commercial. However, if you're doing it for your own personal house, you try and buy your house, just type me. Now, if you're trying to do both, just type me and commercial. Okay, if you're trying to do both, just type me and commercial. Okay, good. So I'm happy. And this is good because it helps me to know how to tailor this conversation. It helps me to know how to tailor this conversation because now I know that we have more commercial people here than those of you who are just trying to get mortgage for your own personal house. Also, I'm not surprised because in reality, when it comes to really funding deals, the difficult ones are usually more of people trying to fund commercial deals. The normal, personal mortgage is a lot easier. You can get to your bank and they should be able to help you with that. Sometimes it's a commercial one that is a bit tricky and a bit complicated. Now, my second question, and by the way, please follow me as we have this good conversation. It's important to get to understand what I'm asking you. How many of you here have an existing project that you then need money for, right? For a lot of us, we're talking commercial, right? Those of you say commercial. How many of you already have a deal right now? You have a deal, and what you're just waiting is for funding. If you have a deal, just type, I have a deal, I have a deal, I have a deal. Okay? If you have a deal, just type, I have a deal, I have a deal, I have a deal. Olamide Ajayi as well, if you're here, send me a request so that I can accept you. If you have a deal, just type, I have a deal, I have a deal. Okay? Now, to make this tonight's conversation even more interesting, all of you who already have a deal, what you're looking for is funding. Okay? Send me a request. I will allow you come up and specifically narrate your deal, and maybe you can get, right? You can get provisional, offer tonight, right? Based on your description of your deal. How does that sound? Does that sound good? I hope that sounds good. Good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my first guest is in the building. I'm waiting for my second guest to send his invite. His name is Olamide Ajayi, but my first guest is Fumi Tella. Ladies and gentlemen, help me celebrate her. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Dr. Seven. How are you doing? Thank you for inviting me around. Olumide, I just spoke to him now. He had a meeting 10 o'clock, so couldn't join anymore because we thought it was 9 o'clock. We were waiting.
Yeah, it's 9. I'm very
This is
sure.
10. This is 10. Past 10.
Really?
The UK. Where are you?
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Abajo, you missed all. I was, you know, I messaged you. The time my message was 9, I said, this is 9, we are waiting. So,
Eh,
yeah, he couldn't join anymore. So he had,
so
all
sorry,
right.
guys. So sorry.
No,
Again,
no
this
problem.
this state messes me up at times. Yesterday I was in London. Today I'm in.
I wanted to ask you about your change. You know, you just feel like a year go.
That's why they call me ego. You know, they don't call me ego by mistake.
If you're looking
So
for a year, go and meet Dr. Steven. Tomorrow Abuja to be the Lord is your
wow.
hustle.
Well, I think that means there was a mistake from the flyer because the flyer says, I think 4 p.m. CST
Mm-hmm.
and then 9 p.m. UK time. So I think that's where it confused me.
Okay.
Right. I
Mm.
think that's where it confused me. So the assumption was, yeah. Okay, but it's good to have you. Welcome, everyone. And those of you who have been waiting earlier, apologies for the mix up in timing. You guys have to pardon me and pray for me, right?
You're doing well.
Keep praying
I'm
for
proud of
me.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So welcome. At least we have you. I mean, both of you do the same thing, so we have you here. Okay. While I will later bring up some of the people who have deals and are
Okay.
looking for funding, like I say again, if you already have a deal
Mm-hmm.
and all you're looking for is funding for your deal,
Mm-hmm.
send me a request so that I'll be able to pull you up and you break down the deal you have, and hopefully we're able to let you know if you will be able to get funding for that deal or not. So my first question to you will be, first of all, tell us a bit background about you and how you get to be doing what you do today. Yes. Let's get to know you.
Thank you. My name is, I'm also as well. My name is Dr. Fumlola Tela. So my background, I was from Lidu, okay? So for 14 years or so, Kosiwe and all that. And suddenly, something around 2018, I've seen the light, and I became a reader. You know, they say wanted to add something for Black people, put inside a book because we don't read. You know, the last time I saw you, I bought your book as well because I wanted to be garden experience down there and there. So, and I became a reader. My first book was Think and Grow Rich, and then Poor Than a Rich Dad. And when I was reading Cash Flow Quarter, my brain started, developing. So I was sick for 2 weeks because of that book, because I realized I was a slave. You know, you understand? E and S. So, and then I read another book written by Sunday Adelaja, Who Am I? So, and that's a book that helped me to get my purpose in life. So I know my purpose and all that. And I found out, okay, finance is my area. So that's what I became my journey as a mortgage advisor.
Wow. So when did you start your mortgage business specifically?
2020.
2020, right? So you are 4 years now into the business.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Why was that business your option? I mean, there are other aspects of finance that you could have gone into. Why were you particular about that one?
About mortgage. Like I
Yeah.
said, I just realized that is my calling, that's my passion. I have passion for mortgage. Because when it comes to mortgage, people can go, it can get people to depress. You know, people they already put their hope inside that loan, everybody, because it's a great commitment that everybody will ever make in that lifestyle. So a loan is what's called a very borrow me English, Jare, very huge something when it comes to commercial and all that. I think that's the reason why I can't remember the way I choose that side, but I believe mortgages is my calling, and I do with all my passion. So I'm very stubborn when it comes to that. I make sure everybody get offer, everybody. So because of that, I became underwriter myself. So what I mean by that, I need to underwrite the case before I go to lender, because immediately you go to lender, that's a hint. So I need to underwrite it to say, okay, She lonely. So please, I'll be putting some Yoruba. She income money.
Different.
Exactly. She income money and understand. She income money. Let the ladies put this one. You understand? I will screen everything to make sure I prepare my clients to be able to submit it to lender so that they can get the offer.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't understand the concept of underwriting, and by the way, yes, you can go to school, there are courses on underwriting, but even you can be an underwriter. It's a basic process of trying to analyze the deal, right? Analyze the profit and loss, analyze where is the cash flow coming from, and the visibility of being able to actually pay the mortgage at the end of the day, right? So all these little things are important in how to come up with just being able to analyze that if I get this loan, I'm able to, let's say you're doing commercial deals, right? You're trying to I'm doing buying 100 unit in Houston, and I asked them to give me the books, and they currently showed me annually the property is generating $500,000 annually. Now, of course, it's on auction. Right now, I think it's on $3.8 million. The seller says he wants $7 million. So I know that even if we end up buying it at, let's say, 5 million, okay, because he's already doing 500,000, that means he's doing 10%, right, of 10% of the value I'm already getting every year. And I know how I will put in a little money to do renovation and increase that rental income to about 750, because 85% occupancy at the moment, I can increase it to 95 and to 100, and I can also get the income to go a bit higher. Okay. So these are some of the things but I can then do all this analysis to say, based on what is coming in, based on this, I can pay the mortgage, I can do this, I can do that. So a little bit for you guys to understand about underwriting. Now let's get into the mortgage proper. Let's start with people who are just doing their personal mortgage, their normal house. I want to buy a house. What are the common challenges that you have seen with people just trying to get a normal mortgage for their own house, not even commercial yet?
All right, please, before I answer that, Adekombi asked me a question. Please, can you send me the name of those books? The first one is Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill, and the second one is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and the third one is Cash Flow Quarters. All right, but I will try and type it there before I go. Right, and when it comes to residential, and he has to do something to do with the income. Okay, based on your salary, we use your salary to qualify your books, UK and US. So the bigger your salary, the bigger the kind of property you will buy. So because of that salary or income, that's why some people buy, up north, where property is more cheaper, because that's what the salary can let them afford at that time. And the second one is bad credit. So the area of our specialist is bad credit. We specialize with the bad credit because I realize this is what's it called, challenges that African people have. So we don't really have financial education when it comes to, or we don't have enough financial literacy. So because of that, we mess up our credit reports. And a credit report is the first thing for you to look at when you wanted to get a mortgage. So I wouldn't call it as a challenge because I've decided to go through that challenge to strengthen. That challenge is I've used that challenge to be my strength. You understand? Because I look at it people problem. Because I wanted to solve majority of problems, mostly in the African community, and I think that our problem is the bad credit. So that's why I choose that niche so that we're able to.
Why do we end up having bad credit? What are the decisions when people migrate to UK, Canada, US? What do you think are the first things they start doing that start messing up their credit?
Thank you. Good question. So ignorance. Let me put it that way. Onuru committee is ignorant. Let me number one that people ignore no ignore most when if they give you parking tickets and you are arguing with the attendant or whatever that names, you say no, I'm right or whatever. So I tell people pay the money first. So later on, when you argue in front and back, and if you realize that you are not guilty or whatever, they will pay you back. So that for you to know not to pay the money, argue, take you to court, and then the day you will pay the money, and then after that your credit are spoiled. Another thing is what's it called? Communications. All these mobile phone contracts and all that. When people enter the contract, sometimes those people they are crazy at the same. They are crazy really. Sometimes they can give you a crazy bills. You understand? So that's why I said people cap your monthly contracts. Tell them you are paying £30, $30. Anything after that, I'm not paying. So block it, don't let it go. So some people they'll be arguing with the commitment to all this mobile supplier, whatever, and they will be putting arrears on your name. You didn't know. At the end of the day, you will pay the money, and your name are spoiled. So I tell them pay the money, okay? So why pay the money? You can argue with them. They refund your money back to you without spoiling your credit reports. So those are the little things people mess about with. And again, credit card. When they give you credit card is very good when it comes to repaying your credit reports. But at the same time, if you don't manage it very well, it can hurt you big time. So I normally do a live where I educate people Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to talk, to educate people about this financial literacy, about credit report, about the first-time buyers, investment, and all that. So the way to manage your credit report, when it comes to the UK credit reports, credit card, the usage is 25%. So when you use 25% of the credit limit they gave you, it will increase your credit score. If you wanted to repay your credit report, this is what you're going to do. So get a credit card and make sure the usage is 25%. What I mean by that, for example, let the credit card give you £1,000. So the maximum you can use is £250. And make sure you pay everything back in full. No minimum payment. Pay everything back in full. So by doing that, it's going to increase your credit score. And it's going to increase your credit limit at the same time. So from now on, if you are listening to me tonight, please never spend your debit card anymore for purchasing, unless if you are getting cash from cash points. And the reason is because by spending your credit card, number one, there's something we call cash back. By spending your credit card, the bank will be giving you something we call cash back. Number one, you are not losing anything, you are gaining. And number two, and it will be increasing your credit score at the same time, and it will be repairing your credit reports. So, but the usage is 25%. So, use it and pay back in full.
Okay, beautiful. So, again, guys, if you're learning, can you type I'm learning, I'm learning? I hope this is very helpful. And I love the fact that she's breaking it down from the basic level. We want this webinar, this Instagram live to be very simple, as simple as possible. Like I said, today we're focusing on the UK market. On Monday, I'm bringing other guests and we're focusing specifically on the US market. Of course, Fumitella does both US and UK, but we want to make sure we can break it down to different markets,
Okay.
and people can understand how to really work this out. Now, before again, I go into the commercial parts. If I have a mortgage at the moment, and I am thinking of, what? How do I convert the equity on it to be able to get a second one that will now use for rental income? This time around, I'm just trying to start real estate investment at a small level. So I have, let's say, a 3-bedroom, and I have some equity on it, let's say £100,000 equity on it. And I'm thinking of using that to buy a second 2-bedroom that we rent out and be getting rental income. How can a beginner start at that level, that basic level?
Okay, thank you. Good question. And this is what I always preach to people. All right. So when you already, I've told people, when you already have it, bought your property maybe 10 years ago and you have done nothing about it, you are sitting on money. Okay. In fact, you are wasting money. So there's something we call refinance or remortgage. So when you wanted to refinance, you already, if your house already built equity, it could be a council house, it could be normal traditional mortgage and everything. So if you already built equity on your property, so you can refinance that property and get the equity out and turn it depends. If you like the way you are living right now, we can still leave that property as a residential property for you. So, but if you don't like that location anymore, maybe when you bought it was 2 bedroom, now you are getting bigger, you need 3 bedroom and all that, or 4 bedroom. So we can turn your first residential, we can turn it to buy to let. We call it let to buy. So we turn it to let to buy for you, and we're going to make it on interest only. Okay. So interest only, we give you a leverage and it gives you cash flow. Right. So we now take the money out. From that money that you pull out from your existing property, we use that money to deposit the new property. All right. So the first property now, it will be paying itself. It will pay its own mortgage. For example, let's assume that your mortgage is £1,000. So you can rent the property out for 1,008. So that's me. Your tenant will pay your mortgage for you 1,000. You have extra cash flow, £800. So that £800 can be supporting you in your own residential property. So you are not losing anything. And mind you, the second property that you purchase now, before 10 years now, it will grow in value at the same time. In 5 years' time, you can refinance that one, get that money out, deposit the money to another one. By doing that, before you know, you build your portfolio.
Exactly, and I agree with you absolutely because oftentimes I meet people and they're really excited about doing real estate, and I'll be like, "Can you start from the basic level?"
That's it.
Right? You just don't rush out and then you want to start doing development like we do. There's over, I mean, I've put in years into this, so it's easy for me to be taking on project that will go for $100 million, $150 million, $40 million, $10 million. It's easy to start, because I've grown capacity over time for that. But you can start at the basic level of, okay, I have a house at the moment, okay, and the house has equity. Can I get a second one and grow it gradually so that you don't just? And by the way, one of my amazing partner in the US just joined, Remy Oshinkolu, right? So you don't want to, at the level people like that do business. He's also quite big in Nigeria and US. He's a property lawyer in the US as well. But you don't start at that level. You start as a smaller level. Okay. And how do I get my one property, then move to two, then move to three, then move to four. At some point, you can now start multifamily of, okay, I'm looking for 10 units, I'm looking for 20 units, I'm looking for 40 units. Gradually you grow, but you don't just want to overnight say, okay, I'm starting. But let's now say somebody has moved to that level, and they can, at this point, they want to do commercial real estate investment, right? Let's say they want to do multifamily in the UK. By the way, or let's even say they are looking at HMO, right? They want to buy a 3 bedroom, right? Change it to 6 bedroom. Okay. How is the best way to go about that? Let's even start with HMO. I'll probably just take it different types one by one. So let's start with HMO.
So what people answer question? Do you want me to answer or we do that later?
No. We will take questions later. Guys, hold your question. There will be a time for question, but we need to land the conversation somewhere, and then after that, we start taking questions.
Okay, good. So, there's something we call first-time buyer, first-time landlord. Like we explained the last time. So even if you don't have experience, some lender, they will not even lend to you when it comes to big deal. So they want you to start first. So that's why we call first-time buyers, first-time landlord. So if you're a first-time landlord, that's me. This is your first buy-to-let. So when it comes to HMO, I hear somebody's talking about the fix and flip in the first place. So you can use fix and flip money and bridging to do it, because you mentioned about you wanted to turn 3-bedroom to 4-bedroom, isn't it? That was your
Let's
question.
assume the person is able to wants to buy 3-bedroom, and the goal is to convert it, to, let's even say 5-bedroom from 3-bedroom to
Okay.
5-bedroom HMO, right? Obviously, that's more of first he needs to get a mortgage to buy it, so then he needs to get a bridging loan for the refurbishment and all of that. But walk us through that basic small process.
That's it. Okay. So if you wanted to do HMO from, like, for example, 23-bedroom, 20 to 5 bedrooms on an HMO proposal, so that you can make more profit, and that's where the money lies anyway. So firstly, I recommend you buy the distressed property if you have not got the property before. So when you get the distressed property, we have different type of loan in the UK market. All right, there's a regular one, there's a bridging, and there's a development finance, and the process are quite different. Okay, by the way, if you wanted to buy a mortgage, and I was saying before, we need the income. So when it comes to this kind of what's a mortgage, you don't need income that much. If you don't even have any income, no problem. All right. So income means that salary, not down payment. So down payment is yes, so everybody need down payment deposit, but we need income, salary to qualify you. But when it comes to development finance, bridging finance, we don't need your income that much. If you have one, if you don't have, no problem at all. Don't beat yourself for that. So we use bridging, and the way bridging works, so they start from 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Some can go 24. It's a shorter loan. It's for the short period of time. So you use this money to purchase the property, okay? So and because they complete quickly, all right. So they don't take time like a normal traditional mortgage. So and again, if you don't have money for rehab or for extension, we can give you money at the same time for extend to fund your project. So when the lender give you bridging loan, use the bridging loan to do the work and others. I believe you already have your team beside you. What I mean by team, you already have your construction. What's it called? Automatic builders to help you and all that.
A
Because and
general
that's
contractor.
Right. And that's where you need to be very, very careful, because sometimes some of them they can drag you into whatever, into mess. The job that's supposed to finish between 6 months, they might be dragging it for 9 months. Remember, the money you got is a short time loan. It's not forever. So between 12 months, you need to turn around and all that so that you can refinance it to the regular bank. So after finish the project from 3-bedroom, we give a bridging loan to start to do the extension. So when you finish with the extension, we now refinance to the regular bank. So when you refinance to regular bank, so that you can pay the bridging back, the finance, and then if you wanted to keep the house, you can keep the house, and then you now have the the mortgage with the regular bank. I hope I'm making
Okay.
it.
I hope everybody understand that. If you understand it, just type I understand it. I hope it's not complex. By the way, um, I'm doing a
What does
2-day,
HMO mean? Okay.
I'm even doing a 2-day real estate investment meeting training in London. I think the last one I did was 1 day, but I even had Madam Fumi, Dr. Fumi was there. And so we will be having another one for 2 days. There's food, there's certificate, and we'll be breaking down these things in a more detailed, easy to understand, step-by-step process. But if I will recap what she's explaining, if you want to do, for example, an HMO, let's say you're buying the house for £150,000, okay? So you take your regular mortgage, let's say you're bringing in 30%, just for this class sake. Of course, you can bring lesser or higher. You're bringing 30%, and then you are getting a mortgage for 70%, and then you pay the 150,000. You now own this property that is already in distress. The property is already in bad shape. Okay, and then you are able to get a good contractor who will then help you to redesign it, rebuild it into from 3 bedroom to, let's say, 5 bedroom HMO. However, you now need another, let's say, another £50,000 for that remodeling. So you then take what we call a bridging loan. So let's say the general contractor says in 90 days I can finish the entire reconstruction or the entire fixing of this particular house. So you take a bridging loan for that 90 days of £50,000. Now, the good news is that by the time it's done with the reconstruction, what was worth 150,000 before can now be valued at what? At £300,000, right?
Like
So
double
you
the
then refinance it. Okay, by the time you refinance, in other words, you go back again to a regular lender, and then now they can lend you and say, okay, this house is now worth, let's say, is worth £300,000. Okay, we'll give you 250,000. Do you see now? With that 250,000, you can pay the 50,000 bridging loan you took, right? You can even pay the initial. Remember when you bought it for 150, you can pay again the 70% of that as well. You even have profit on the side. So is that business model, does it make sense to you guys? If it makes sense, type it makes sense, it makes sense, it makes sense. Come on. Does it make sense?
Somebody was asking what is made of HMO. All right. HMO in a Nigerian word, face me and face you. HMO that's a short meaning. Face me and face you. Is where everybody have the room by room, and you have your key in there and all that, and so you rent the room out one by one. It's sort of rent the whole AST. AST is the when you rent to one family. HMO is the when you rent room by room. So calling face me and face you makes sense.
So we have some people who are not from Nigeria anyway. So I hope I hope we understand. What she's talking about. Basically, multiple occupancy.
Yeah. Yes, that's it.
I think Pastor Remy says HMO is called rooming homes in
US.
US.
Okay.
Okay, so US call it rooming home.
Okay.
So, but HMO simply is a type of accommodation where you have, multiple occupants in just one building. So a building that, typically a 3 bedroom or 5 bedroom could have been one person living there. But when it's converted to HMO, it's more of an affordable living where every room is now turned to a kind of self-contained. So each room will have its own toilet. Of course, you all, share common living
Area.
room,
Yes.
and
Yes.
sometimes you all share the kitchen together as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
But it's a kind of affordable, housing type, and it's becoming big now in London. It's a major because real estate rental is crazy in London.
Oh, no.
My friend left London. Thank God he bought his own house and moved out of London. He was living in a penthouse. I think it was 4 bedroom or so penthouse in Canary Wharf, and he was paying £12,000. £12,000 every month,
Mm.
right? They rent, it's just crazy. It doesn't even make any
That
sense, right?
even
So
which area? That's even, this Canary Wharf. That's even cheap. Some are even more expensive than that.
yeah, I mean it's really quite expensive. So people are now looking for a lot, affordable type of housing and all of that. Okay, let's look at if somebody wants to do the typical, we call it fix and flip here in the US. He or she just want to buy a 2 bedroom, renovate it, and then sell it again. What is the typical process of being able to access funding for such a deal? And after that, we'll then go into multifamily if they are trying to do 10 units, 20 units, how do they get funding for such? Right.
All right. The funding for fix and flip is just the same way as what's it called, HMO, because it's a bridging. That's what we use. We can't use a regular bank. So like you all explained now, so those one, but it's to get more profits, to make sure you negotiate the deal very well. All right, so that you can, there's something we call loan to income, LTC. So that's what lender want to see, GDV. So the outcome of the whatever outcome after you repair the property, how much is the return going to look like? So you get a distressed property. It could be an auction and anywhere, or foreclosure property, and then you will give a bridging the same way. Short is for short period of time, and then you now renovate it. So some of the lender, they can do 70 LTV, some of them they can do 75 LTV. 70 LTV means loan to value. That's mean you put 25% down, they will borrow you 75, or 30 down, 70. So like Dr. Stephen said right now, so if you buy the property maybe £100,000 and you spend another £50,000 to renovate, so by the time you finish, the value might go up to 300, 320. So remember, the first purchase you are owing the bank 100,000. By the way, we can give you another 78, another 80% loan to value, or 100% to renovate the property. If you don't have the money to renovate, we can provide that as well. So now you need to refund this bridging loan, £150. And again, people for the construction, you need to count them as well, because part of it. Somebody broker like me as well, you pay me. So you put all together. So then that's why you now remove your what's it called, profit and all that. So now let's say the property is now being dressed from distressed to good looking property, from 2 to 4 bedroom or 3 now, and the property have gone up just about the Dr. Stephen have just said. So we now take it to a regular bank. So when it now comes to bridging, this is very important. There's something we called exits. So exit now subject to your credit reports. If you want to exit on selling, we don't care about if you like, you credit a land, no, go find anybody, because you are selling. But if your exit is going to be, you wanted to retain it, you can do fix and flip, or fix and keep. If you wanted to do fix and flip, fine. So you renovate it, you put your market and sell it. So if you sell it for 300,000, you pay the existing bridging 150, and you keep the rest. Okay. But if you wanted to build portfolio, if you wanted to keep it, and then we need to consider your credit reports where we are doing the bridging for you in the first place. So this is what I do to my client. I wanted to know your 5-year goal. I wanted to know where you wanted to be. So if I understand you and your financial circumstances, I'm able to advise you, okay, go this way. So okay, if you wanted to keep this property, so we need to check your reports and see that you can get a mortgage to bill you out, because bridging is always expensive than normal regular bank, because they calculate the interest monthly. So other bank they calculate yearly, so that's the difference. Okay. So I want to make sure that your credit. So I don't want you to put yourself in to see yourself at lake. So I make sure your credit report is good, so that you can exit properly, so that you sell and you keep the profits, and then you can repeat again.
How much is an average? By the way, this is very important, and I'm just cutting in here. You should work. It's wisdom to work with a good mortgage broker, particularly when you are doing commercial real estate, right? So that you can get good advice. It's not free, and they charge, but get a good one. They will be able to support you and help you, irrespective of your, because a lot of people are saying, I don't have good credit reports, my credit rating. And this is where a good broker comes in, because this is where they help you. They have several loopholes. They can give you different types of lender. A lot of people don't know that several types of lenders. Some lenders even specialize in giving loan to people with bad reports. And that's where a broker comes in. But what's the typical charges of a mortgage broker? What's the percentage that you charge?
Dr. Sisvi, don't start.
I shouldn't. Okay, let's move on then. I'm trying to. I'm trying to prepare them because a lot of our people, when we do live shows like this, and I invite people, I'm sure by the time we leave now, you see how many people will have followed you on your page, right? And on average, are thinking you came through Dr. Stephen, you will do them a favor. You will just help your people. So it's good to prepare them as they are entering your DM that there are charges to this thing. This is not a Father
This is not free,
Christmas.
oh.
It's
No.
not that I just say I want to use a broker, then she will just be so nice. There's a professional charges to it, and at least you're preparing their mind.
Okay.
But again, it's negotiable. Since you don't want to talk about it, it's negotiable. But just prepare your mind that your mortgage broker will charge you. And so don't come in and then think that, oh, I'll just slide into a DM and, she will just help me out for free. There are cost implication. For every voice, there must be an invoice,
Yes.
right?
For anybody that comes that use Dr. Stephen's name, so you're gonna get a discount. Usually we charge 1%.
Whoa. I don't hear now. So
If anybody that
she's willing to give you some discount if you use my name.
just
Um
1%.
okay. But that means you now give them discount than the 1%. Is that it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes. It depends on the
beautiful. Now,
complex of the case.
yeah,
I'll get them.
yeah, it depends on the issue. But good news, like I said to you guys, you can send me a DM on July 6th and 7th, Saturday and Sunday, in London. We're doing the real estate investment masterclass. Send me a DM. You can't even get discount. We will take you through all these various types of real estate businesses you can do. And we'll be bringing into the room how do you do auction, how do you do fix and flip, how do you do HMO, and different types of real estate opportunities. You'll be learning 7 types from me. But the part that Dr. Fumi will then take is practically. And for some of you who are able to get your acts together, you will live there. I'm going to be working with her with and with at least a letter of intent, right, to be able to fund your real estate deal. So you are living there with a guarantee that, hey, if everything checks out as you have said, because we want it to be very practical, right? Okay, you will be able to get a £2 million, funding for your deal, a £10 million, a £50 million. How many of you think that's good? How many of you are excited about that? So that way, it's as practical as possible, and many of you who come for that class will immediately have all it takes to start your real estate business from day one. Again, if you think that makes sense, just type this makes sense, it makes sense, it makes sense. So all you want to do, send me a DM right now, and you even qualify for a 50% discount on
Okay.
that training. And you can come from Manchester, you can come from Glasgow, you can come from London and different parts of. We want it to be huge in the room. Hopefully, we get up to 50 people or more. And I want it to be proud. That's why we're making it 2 days. It includes your feeding, it includes your certificate, and several other networking opportunity. I'll also be adding you good news to my new real estate club, right? I've not even added Dr. Fumi to it.
It's
Maybe
better
I
have
will add that.
me. And anybody that comes that Dr. Stephen, they will get discount for the broker fee.
Okay, beautiful. So
And I will come with my laptop and I'll run the code to still have an idea how much they can pay and all
come
that.
on. You see what I'm talking about? So it's going to be very, very practical.
Yeah.
Where you're in class and you already know, leaving that day, that, okay, I have, pre-qualified for a £10 million, a £2 million, depending on the deal you're trying to do. And as well as you understand all the various opportunities you have in the UK. Because I'm tired of our people struggling when there's abundance. Real estate is the major way to build wealth in the UK, in the US, in
In the
Canada.
planet, Earth,
You
in the
know,
planet.
No, but
Understand?
it's even more critical in those
Yeah,
places, right? More
yeah.
critical. In Nigeria, you can join politics and you are rich. In Africa, and all of those things. But I don't know how much Sunak's salary is, but
Mm.
in developed part of the world, the only bona fide legit way to quickly make it is through real estate. You can literally move from paycheck to paycheck to being a multi millionaire,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Through real estate. What is just required is training, hand holding, mentorship. So I have a new real estate club. By the way, the club itself is going for I think it's 12,000, 15,000 yearly. I'm giving a 50% discount for $7,000 yearly. But I'm going to be giving you free access to that club. Now, what do we do in the club?
That's
Every
nice.
week, yeah, every week we're reviewing deals. You can drop your deal in the group and say, Dr. Stephen, help me, underwrite my deal. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you think this makes sense. Literally, you are having the Odogu of real estate helping you to look at the deal and say, this one, you can go into it. This one, don't go into it, right? And I'm helping you to underwrite your real estate deal anywhere in the world to give you ideas, advice, whether it's the right one to do, whether it's not the right one to do,
Want to do.
and some good deals that you are looking for partnership. I will be willing to even then fund, come in as as an equity partner with you. I don't know if you think that's good. I just did one in Houston
Oh,
where I'm an
for the
equity
down payment,
partner
right?
with. Eh?
For the down payment.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's
I'm
good.
willing to come in as an equity partner with them for even their down payment. So you
Mm.
might find a good deal, and let's assume you then need $2 million dollars or £2 million for your own down payment,
Mm.
while the bank, let's say the bank will then give you $8 million, and you're saying I don't have $2 million anywhere. Maybe I can raise £500,000 and then I need 1.5 million pounds. I can come in as an equity partner with you on that, but I will only do that for those I have trained, those who understand how the business work and are willing to work. So, who is interested in coming for the London Real Estate Investment Massacre? Well, also those of you in the US, we're doing the one of US on the 22nd and 23rd of June. So the one for US is even happening before that of London. So you can
London.
be part of that. Just send a DM and you will be able to be part of that. So my next question will be for people watching us and they are, really, really excited about, doing, multifamily. They want to try 10 units, 5 units, a couple of units. I think your husband is there or something. It's distracting you.
No, no.
Or
If my friend is from USC, just he came on holiday. She was say.
okay, okay. So, what is the process for somebody buying multiple units? Maybe 5 unit, 10 unit, multifamily. What's the process for that to be able to get mortgage for that?
Actually, the process is the same thing. It's only that the way we deal with the underwriting, it depends on the size by size of the loan. It's go the same way. But the only thing that different is when you are buying a land and wanting to do the purchase on land. That's
Okay,
another different journey entirely.
break down for land for us.
Okay.
Let's say the land already has a permit
Mhm.
and is in the UK,
That's
Glasgow, Scotland, anywhere in the UK. It could be in Wales or
mhm.
London, outside London, but it has a permit. What's the process to getting mortgage for that?
All right. Thank you. So if a land already have a planning permission and all that, we call it grand up. So it's only few lenders that do grand up. Okay. So what we're gonna need, we need your CV. Before you do that, you must be savage like you. You understand people that already have experience to already build up your CV. So it cannot just storm from one HMO and say you wanted to buy land. It won't work that way unless you can partner with somebody that already have experience that can give us a CV. So we need to see your previous work and all that so that they can trust you with the money. So if you already have the land, even if the land the one the case I'm doing right now, the person already have the land and the permission that worth 4 million. So I'm now using that land as a collateral. and I'm bringing loan to fund the project. So they will need for 7.4 to finish the project, So when it comes to that, we begin releasing the money step by stage. So they will do the evaluation of the land to say, okay, this land, what is so.
What if the person has not bought the land, so he needs the mortgage for buying the land?
That one, the way you work US is not US. Any luck in Berlin, luck in no time. UK. So UK, it's only few lenders that will lend towards the land purchase. Just few. So all of them, they want you to have your.
But those who will lend towards the land purchase, what is their criteria?
That you'll be looking at the 60-40.
So they will bring 60%, you bring 40%.
40 or 50-50.
Or 50-50.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
Even after, if you wanted to see if you can find though.
So how about those who are not permanent residents in the UK? How does that work versus those who are permanent residents in the UK when it comes to mortgage?
All right. Then. So those who are not, if we can lend to any nationality, as long as you had a visa to come to the UK. Okay. So the people that are not UK citizen, so there's something we call get a grant. So I can take them process of get a grant. If you want me to do that for you, it's going to cost you money at the same time. So when I made that get a grant, you will open a company house, register your limited company as an entity. You open a business account, all right? Because you can't take mortgage from your foreign bank. So you need a UK bank account to open. So when you have all that, you are good to go. So the down payments for regular mortgage now, no landholder. So it subject to rental income. When it comes to buy-to-let, it's subject to rental income. If the rental income, the area is very good, 25% down payment, 30% down payment is good. So lender can leverage on the 70, even for the international, as long as the rental is come. Just as a citizen, the same thing. So even with 25, we are good. Foreign national people coming from like Africa, 25% down payment, you're good to go.
Interesting. And so this work for whether you're buying your house or you're trying to do a commercial deal. You can deposit 25% and get lending for the remaining 75% in the UK. How many of you think this makes sense? Because again, I have wondered why a lot of Africans, immigrants are in the UK and they're scared of doing real estate. From your experience, what do you think is the reason? Because this is really where the money is, but they don't want to do it. What do you think is the reason they are scared?
The reason. They don't want. They didn't teach you how to take debt. We believe debt is a bad, whatever. Yeah. So because we are running away from debt, and I tell you, say you sleep and you're home, you'll be fine. Nothing will happen. So we need to start training our brain how to use other people's money to get rich. Okay. So if you don't leverage other people's money, we can never get rich. Mm-hmm. Even the credit card. Some people say, I have credit card, not that bad. Go and get it back. Because the credit card is going to help you, most especially if you wanted to be a what's called property developer. Because sometimes you might use a credit card to pay your stamp duty, to buy some furniture and all that to fix your house. So it's because we are running away from debt. So some of them now they begin to get messing about. Doctor,
you can hear you. Go ahead. Okay.
So as long as you are getting the debt on the good side to buy the
business,
for the business,
for investment
purposes,
you're good.
They're good.
If you're getting the loan for car, for designers, for expensive wristwatch, right? Or you're even getting the loan just, for example, you know that what you can afford in terms of mortgage is 2-bedroom. You now decide to go and get a mortgage for a 6-bedroom mansion, right? That again is the type of negative debt we're talking about. You will, and I still do that. Sometimes you'll be shocked the houses I have built and sold out to people versus the size of the house I live in, right? And for many years, I lived that way, being conservative because it is the house I build and I sell out that is an asset. The one I live in, as at that time, was not an asset. Of course, today now, I take my time to work on the quality of houses I live because now a lot of my high net worth HNIs want to come to my house. And the house itself also is not a form of asset. But
Yeah.
at the beginning, it's important to know that you will only grow your wealth using other people's money and other people's time. And the part of other people's money is very, very critical, in building real wealth. So the fear, oh, don't take loan, don't take loan. Yeah, don't take personal loan, but corporate loan to grow your business, that's okay. That's how they build. In fact, that's the only way to pay less in
That's
taxes. If you use all your money now and buy a property, then you're still going to pay a huge amount in tax. But if it was loan that you use, now you'll be happy to pay the tax because, first of all, it wasn't much of your money that was there,
That's it.
right? And so you pay the tax and you still keep a huge profit to yourself. And not even in places like UK that you pay crazy kind of tax.
That's it.
You don't want to use your money to buy houses, to buy everything you are buying. It's ridiculous, guys.
And let me even cheat this in. When it comes to real estate, location is very important at the same time. So some people say, I want to buy cash. If you buy cash, you can't buy in a good location. So instead of the money that I wanted to use for cash, maybe 40,000, leverage it with mortgage, buy in a good location that will grow quickly, so that you can get money double for your money. So that's another way to look at it.
Yeah, and I think I love that part that you mentioned. For example, a lot of people have asked me, oh, why not, buy real estate? And they are mentioning locations outside of London that are, and I'm saying, what is the rental income in this place? It's not about that the property is cheap. That's not my goal.
That's it.
Sometimes people fail to realize let's say a 2 bedroom in downtown Dallas. I'm in Dallas at the moment. Downtown Dallas will give you better rental income than a 5 bedroom in an outskirt of Dallas,
That's it.
right?
That's it.
So, but you want to brag that you bought 5 bedroom, So there's a lot of wrong mindset.
Mental.
And you will even struggle to even get tenants for your 5 bedroom outside of the city center. Meanwhile, in the city center, it may be 1 bedroom, maybe 2 bedroom, but you're having so many people ready to rent it. You're able to get good value for it. So this is how to think real estate, particularly when it comes to real estate as an investment, as a business, is a whole different mindset. And that's why you need to be brainwashed, literally. Brainwashing is not a negative thing. It basically means some old thinking has to be gone, washed out, and a new thinking has to come in,
fact, yeah.
right? For you to then begin to see things and think things in a different way. But I want to thank you. Funny enough, our 1 hour is already complete. Thank you for coming. How do people reach out to you? Your social media handle, your phone number, your email. For those who, obviously, I know a lot of people today want to reach out to you. They want to do business with you. How do they reach out to you?
All right. Before we go, what about the question that
Yeah,
we
we
asked?
will. We will take questions, but I want to give you a detail.
All right. Then. So please, if you can, people can follow me on this social media, both from my Instagram address, Funmi Teller. And then on TikTok as well, Monday to Friday, I do live show where I educate people about finance, about credit reports and all that, financial education. So you can follow my TikTok, Dr. FT Teller. So my telephone number, all our website is on the social media, and so you can reach us. Our number is there, our office number is there, our address is there, and everything that you can reach me on the social media. That's where you can reach us.
Well, First of all, me, I love women that are bold and and go and do their business. So, I mean, by the way, I just met her. Um, I think last year, late last year or so, and
Yeah,
she reached out to me, and I was inspired that this woman is bold. I mean, if we don't, I, and I love that. Right? It's something that I encourage people, particularly women, because I understand the impact of when a woman is building wealth and is financially free. It's a whole major game changer. So for those of you who have questions, we'll take your questions, me and her. But I would love you to send a request and we'll pull you up, and you can even ask your question directly so that way we understand your question. So it's time to take your questions. We have just 15 minutes to wrap up. So if you're really serious about this, you need to. But if for any reason we can't see you, you can still go ahead and type the questions that you have. And let's so we can take that as well. Yes?
Happy day, Mitedola. Thank you. Somebody has a question. I don't know if the person is still here. He asking about the ISA. Okay, you can use ISA for your down payment as a first-time buyers. Okay, so these are
By the
the
way, tell us what's ISA. Let's not assume everybody
all right.
understands it. So
ISA is what's it called? It's a way of saving towards your mortgage, and why government give you some interest on it. All right, when government supports you.
similar to 401k
401k.
in the
Yeah,
US.
401k, yeah, exactly. So help to buy ISA. So you can use that through the first time buyer to purchase your first house. Thank you so very much.
Okay. Any other question you saw that you want to answer?
And somebody's talking about Canada. Please, he said, Pastor said you come to Canada the last time. Yeah, we can. I don't know. So if you live in Canada, if you wanted to buy a house in the UK and US, is this possible? But we don't have a license in Canada right now. So that's the way to answer the question. You're welcome.
Well, for those of you who are in Canada, the US training works for you because US and Canada have a lot of treaty, and the world, I mean, their world works similarly. Basically it's very similar. So if you understand the basic knowledge of investing in real estate in the US, it's similar to Canada as well. But training is the first
Yeah.
phase to these things. Attend the training, the same training you can then execute, implement, whether you are now in Canada or you are in this place or that place or whatever part of the world that you are in. Okay, I think the network is better now. Your questions are beginning to come in. Can a student do real estate? Yes, a student can do real estate. First of all, I'm always shocked when people ask me that question. I started my business as a student, so to think that there's something limiting you, there's nothing limiting you. Absolutely, you're free to. By the way, again, send your request if you want us to pull you up, so you can ask questions. Right? Send your request, and we'll pull you up so you ask your question. Um, Joanna Ta, how can a real estate consultant, an enthusiast in Nigeria, start real estate career in the US? Beautiful. Training is the first phase. GTEX offers you an opportunity to be able to sell our properties in Dubai, UK, US, different parts of the world, and earn commission, even though you are not even a US licensed realtor, right? Because in US you have to go through a course, you have to get a certification. There's a whole long process, right? But coming under the GTEX, we call GTEX an associate program, you are able to still sell for us and refer people, and we still pay you through our Nigerian company for the sales you're able to make. We have some properties now in Valdosta, Alabama. We're giving as much as 5% commission. Now, even in US, you don't get typical commission is 3%, right? So we're able to, because it's our property, and we're free to be able to say, okay, bring seller for us and work it out. So we have those programs for a lot of you asking the question. Do you want to add something to that question?
Not at all. So please, like Dr. Stephen had just said, the first thing to start is to get education. So when the best investment you can ever do is to invest in yourself. So when you invest in education, you can never go wrong. Because if you don't have education, like I said the last time, that if you get the loan, if you don't know education, how to negotiate and how to speak to motivate the seller, or how to structure your builders and all that, you can run into debt. So having education, it go a long way. So and that's the first thing I always tell people to do. Get knowledge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have more questions here. Official Ayobami, how much is the training coming up in the UK? Well, the 2-day training is £1,500, but you are getting 50% discount if you pay today. So you can send me a DM and you can get this guy. It covers cost of training, food, everything. Nan Gama says, hello, doctor. I have a deal in Nigeria. How do I leverage mortgage lender, please?
Those also will give you.
Projects. By the way, so funny enough, for those of you in Nigeria, there's a lady coming tomorrow. Her name is Monday, Benisha. Benisha owns a kind of a mortgage bank. And she'll be talking on Monday and she says she now fund Dubai deals and Nigerian deals as well. So maybe because she owns a bank, so maybe she can help you out with that. But I'm also waiting to hear her on Monday.
She's
So
in the UK. She's in the UK.
Not in the UK, in US.
Okay, in the US.
Not US is more liberal now.
Yeah.
But definitely you won't get that in the UK. You won't get that in the UK. So for those of you who want to come for the training in London on the 6th to 7th, send a DM now. There's no point waiting. Send a DM. I'll send you all the details and you can register for it. How can I join the GTEx program? Send a DM. Send a DM. My team are ready to attend to you. As you send a DM, they will reply you. By the way, I'm not the only one that manage my social media page. Just to give you a disclaimer, we're 4 of us. So I've seen all manner, on this social media thing. And I think some people think I'm the only one managing it. They don't know that it's a whole team of people
Exactly.
seeing
You might not even look
the,
at this.
there's a whole different team of people seeing it. I don't live in the UK, but looking to diversify my portfolio is off plan to let a good entry point. I live in Nigeria. Off plan buy to let a good plan. Absolutely. Why not? I don't live in the UK either. At the moment, by the way, if you have, please let me know. I'm looking for minimum of 2 acres in Glasgow. With building permits, we want to build myself and a partner. We are willing to. I mean, our budget is £3 million for the land, and we're trying to invest and start doing some stuff in Glasgow. So, if you have any land, it has permits, yeah. But I don't live in the UK, right? So, you don't need to live in the UK to invest in UK. You don't need to live in Dubai to invest in Dubai. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah. That's it. As long you don't need to live in those country, like I just said the last time. So most especially if it comes to ground up, as long you leverage with somebody that already have the experience, or maybe the person is a citizen of that country, that's the best way to go about it. But if you need funding about that, let me know, Dr. Stephen. Let me see. is you know give me US business in Cocos, the problem. So you give me UK.
My challenge now is that all you lenders are on my case now. Everybody wants to.
You need to give one by one, okay?
Every everybody wants to lend money to Dr. Stevie. Can you
Abi.
imagine? But yes, what you can help me do if you are what if the land even comes through somebody you know, definitely the deal is yours. So let me,
Okay.
because the problem I have in the UK is to even get the deal. Even your friend Olamide too wants to lend, but I told him my problem in the UK is to even get the deal. Right? It's I've never seen a market like the UK market where you're even looking for deals. The US deals are
Everywhere.
all over, everywhere, and all that. So, for me, yeah, if I get a deal, absolutely, why not? You are my person.
Oh, if you want the
Why not?
land, yeah, I can. You
Please,
will pay for
yes,
land, right? But it's
yes.
not necessary you have to do it. You have to do it better.
Glasgow, minimum 2 acres. It must have a permit. If you help me get, why not? I'll work with you on the landing. Sure.
Why Glasgow?
Um, so
Kent, well,
so I have a partner for that
okay,
deal,
that okay,
right? And he lives in Glasgow.
Glasgow. Okay.
And I'm even happy because now, even while I'm not around, he's able to monitor,
Mm,
construction and what we are doing. So for me, that makes sense. And he's a worthy partner because sometimes in business world I'm learning now. It took me long to learn that lesson, but I'm learning now. Never partner with somebody who does not have something to lose.
Um,
Right? Don't do that. Never partner with someone who doesn't have something to lose.
to
So my
lose.
new rule now is I must partner with someone that has good reputation, good name. So because I've gone to things where people will even be telling my lawyer, is your client that has a name to protect? Me,
Eh,
nobody knows me.
eh,
Yes. Right. Me, nobody knows
me.
me. So now I'm learning. I am very careful about partnership. It has to be people who have a name
Yeah.
that they want to protect, or they're also wealthy enough that there's just no
And it
point
was, yeah.
creating a mess.
Okay.
So have never partner with someone who does not have something to lose.
So let's
It doesn't. It's a powerful business
I
lesson.
learned that today.
Yeah. Next question, you can take that. It says, the person says, is the real estate market in the UK the same model? Does it work in Europe?
I've never, it should be, but I've never entered, I've never done anything business in the Europe, but people in the Europe are in the UK. So I don't know. I only know UK, US. I don't know Europe at all. I don't know anything about it. And I
I
don't want to miss people.
I will say the mortgage concept is similar, virtually globally.
Mm.
It's similar, but what is different is just the same way we talked about HMO, right? And Pastor Remy was telling us the name of the equivalent in the
Yes,
US, right?
yeah.
What we call fix and flip is a bit different in name, but the concept of real estate
It
is
should
the same globally. Terminologies are different, applications are different, but what you need, first of all, is to have a general training and knowledge about the real estate sector. Okay. Once you have that general training and knowledge, you can always domesticate it. Like
yeah.
I'm a Harvard trained real estate investor. A lot of what I learned from Harvard, I'm still able to use it in Nigeria. I'm still able to use it in UK.
Yeah.
I'm still able to use it in Dubai, right? Even
Mm.
though, again, the markets are different, but you can, once you have the general knowledge, you can domesticate that knowledge into your local environment. So, first thing is to have that general
Not,
knowledge, right? Um,
yeah.
Somebody says, I want to work with you, Mayor. I need to work with you before the end of this year. All I will say is amen. May you be somebody I want to also work with, right?
I
Because
like that. Yeah.
it's a very important thing because a lot
Mm,
of people they are looking for partnership, and I always say you also need to be the kind of partner that they are looking for.
cool.
It
That's right.
shouldn't be one-way street, right? I
Mm,
want people to be my friend, but I also have to be somebody worthy of being friends with. I have to be somebody that is value in the friendship.
yeah.
It is worth being my friend. I've said it many times to a lot of people. This whole help me doesn't work. Let it be a relationship that is adding value, like the one I'm having with Dr. Fumitela.
Mm,
I am always, doing deals. I'm always looking for money. She's able to help me look for people who can give me the money for my real estate deal. That's a relationship that is mutually
okay.
beneficial, and that's the way you should think of relationship. What value can I provide this person? Even though I haven't taken any mortgage through her yet, but at
Mm,
least I know down the line at some point we definitely, will have to do something together. But be that person that what you also bring to the table is something that can be worthwhile for them. Okay. Let me see another question. Um, yes, everybody's reciting the quotes. Always do business with people who have something to lose as well. So I so much enjoy your talk. Thank you. By the way, thank you all for the compliment. Can we all help me celebrate Dr. Fumitela? Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up to the
thank you.
lioness
I'm honored.
herself. By the way, we don't always find Nigerians doing what she's doing that are female. You can
Thank
see men, but you
you.
don't find too many females. So I am committed to, promoting her brand anywhere in the world. And
Thank you. Thank you.
she
Thank you.
doesn't need to give me anything to do that.
So
Because
when you come to London, I'll take you for lunch. The last time I invited you, you didn't even come. So this time around, I'm kidnapping you. Oh yeah, come. Let me
no,
host you.
no problem. It will be. I hope I'll have the time. But for me,
Yeah,
time.
that's him.
My time is the problem. Definitely, we'll have to create this time around because I'll be going to Manchester first on the 28th. We have a meet and greet on 30th
Okay.
in Manchester. Then from Manchester, I'm coming to London on 1st of July, and I'm there till 7th of July. So we should be able to
You spend that
we
time
should
here.
be able to create, some time to have dinner or something. Yeah, definitely.
That would
But
be
thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your
thank you.
knowledge with the people. Come on, guys, show some love, celebrate her. Remember, feel free. I know a lot of you are already following her anyway, so be ready. They will bombard you. My fans are, they can be a handful.
Thank you. With
So.
course.
Yeah. Yes, but a lot of them are nice people, by the way. They're quite good people.
I honored.
Sari Supergirl says, I have $100,000. What market do you recommend? UK or US, or what type of property? Well, for me, people ask me all these questions all the time. I have $500,000. I have $1 million. Where do I invest? I think first of all, it has to be, one, your risk appetite, right? So what I notice sometimes, the higher the risk, the higher, the returns. The lower the risk, the lower the returns. So, for example, Dubai gives you a higher risk, higher returns, but it's higher risk, but not the type you face in Nigeria.
Mm,
So when we say higher risk, it's not as risky as Nigeria, and that's why the return is also not as Nigeria, but it's a higher risk compared to a US market. A US market as well gives you a better returns, lesser than Dubai, but better return, but higher risk compared to the UK. Even in the 2008 crisis, the UK market did not struggle like the US market did. Of course, there was also, it affected the UK market, but not like the US market. So the UK market is a lot more resilient, more conservative. So it's about your risk appetite. So if you're saying US, UK, you make more money in US compared to UK, but UK is that place where your money is strong, your asset is solid, old money, all of them have massive investment in real estate in the UK, right? And why all the old money do that is because it's like where you store. It's like, you store the value and it doesn't really go bad, no matter what. So it depends on your risk appetite. That would be my answer. If you want to add to it, please go ahead.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, if you can speak to me, like I said, normally ask question, my client question. I want to know your primary and secondary goal, the 5 years and the future. So I will be able to tell you at the moment right now, there's the inflation on rental in the markets. So what I mean by inflation on the rental, why 10 people are chasing one house to rent? So the rent is supposed to go to for 1.5 is going for 2,000 per month right now. So if I wanted to, I can do both US and UK. I can do both. So I'm just telling you based on the rental. So you can get more for your rental, like Dr. Sisla said. The currency is very strong. UK does not have anything, but they have property and they manage it very well. Okay, so it depends. So if you can buy in a prime area in the UK, so according to statistics, property double the price every 10 years. So in 10 years time, so a long association, you're able to get your money back. All right, same as US as well. But when it comes to rental, there's the inflation on the rental because of the Kiara, and then also that they brought from the Africa, or most of Nigeria, to the UK. So their rental jump up. So, but speak to me, and
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think what's important is don't worry. When you are ready to, wherever you choose to buy, right, I'll reach out to, when you need the mortgage, I'll reach out to Dr. Fumi. I know body language wants to drag you to the UK.
No, US. I can give loan US as well.
But yeah, I know, but your leg is very stronger in the UK, even though you do both, and I know you do both. But I can see that your body language wants UK. But you don't worry, Sari. When you are now ready to take the mortgage for it, I will link you up to her. But let's know your risk appetite first, and then guide you on that. And then when you're ready to invest, you can talk to her to help you get the mortgage, because obviously your $100,000 ain't gonna buy the house, right? So you definitely will need mortgage. Whether you try to do in the US or you try to do it in the UK, you still need to get maybe a 70% mortgage, and then you add it with your 100,000, and that can get you something good, anywhere, whether in the UK or in the US. But let's get to know. But my advice to you, don't rush to even do the investment. Get the knowledge. If I have and that's been my rule, okay? A lot of you are surprised how I'm bold, right? In investing. Oh, we're doing 100 million here, we're doing 40 million here. Is because I went to Harvard University. I went to Grant Cardone. I paid Grant Cardone over $200,000, right? And so with that level of knowledge, now I'm ready to take all the risk. But the first thing I did was and that's where we blacks make mistake. If I have $100,000 to invest, I'm asking myself, why will I need to spend $10,000 on knowledge? I'll not be left with 90,000. But what you fail to realize is that you can lose the entire 100,000 because you fail to get a knowledge of 10,000. But with the knowledge, a good knowledge, even though it may cost you $10,000, hear what happened. You will then be able to convert the 100,000 that you could have lost without knowledge to 5 million, to 10 million, to 20 million, and you appreciate it faster because now you're under the right mentorship. If I didn't get the support, I mean, the kind of exposure I got with Grant Cardone, with Harvard University, right, and so other mentors, okay, I will not have been able to scale at the pace that I am scaling now.
Right now.
You see, and the little money I even have, maybe I will have lost it, okay, because I didn't even know the way around things. So it's always wisdom to first prioritize the knowledge before the investment. This is my quote, and everybody should type it. Always get the knowledge of an investment before the investment itself. Everybody help me type it now. Always get the knowledge of an investment before the investment itself. I'll say it again. Always get the knowledge of an investment before the investment itself. So stop rushing to, okay, let me just go and buy the house. Let me just, no, get to understand it, right? When you understand it, then you can now go into the business. And that's been my rule for any type of business, whether it's crypto, whether it's forex. Get the knowledge. When the knowledge is there, I promise you, not only will you multiply your money, other people will trust you with their own money. I'm able to scale today because people trust me with their money. Every day I have people reaching out to me, doctor, I have $500,000, I have $1 million, I have $2 million. It's not many. I'm just giving it to you. How much can you give me return? But why they can take those risks is because they know that I understand the business.
Yes.
Right? They know that I understand how the business works globally. And so they are willing to then risk. And that's where all of us need to be. Because when you get the knowledge, other people will give you their money. So instead of just only you having your own $100,000, imagine your other friends also giving you 10 friends coming together to give you $100,000. So instead of just doing a business with 100,000, now you have $1 million to start your real estate empire. You're able to probably get others to bring 200, others to bring 500. Now you have $5 million to start your real estate empire, okay? Because you understand the business and you'll be able to take the risk with their money because you understand how it works. And you will not lose their money because you have the, relevant knowledge about the sector and how to move things forward, okay? Thank you, Madam Fumi. We need to call it a day.
Thank you.
Okay, I have. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, guys, if you're in Dallas tomorrow, I'm doing a meet and greet here in my suite. Just space for maybe 10 of you here, and we're doing a meet and greet here. So if you're somebody in Dallas, tell them 11 a.m. meet and greet with Dr. Stephen in Dallas. It's going to be a great time. Send me a DM if you want to come. Also, tomorrow evening, we're doing a webinar on 16 ways to fund your real estate deal. It's free as well. 16 ways to fund your real estate deals, particularly in America. You don't want to miss that webinar. It's a webinar, so you go register for it. Send a DM if you don't have the link. And like I said, on Saturday 22nd to Sunday 23rd, Houston, Texas, we're having the real estate investment masterclass. I will break down everything I'm doing in the US to you, how I'm raising funds. People who can fund your deals are coming as well. Who can fund your US deals are coming. I'll break down 7 ways to do real estate here. I'll show you the current deals I'm doing. I'll tell you how I can fund your own deal, right? So you have a good deal for me. I'll tell you the kind of deal I'm looking for. You also meet people I have partnered with to fund their deals. So it's going to be really, really great. I include food, materials. So send me a DM if you want to attend the event. Now, for those of you who are not in Houston and you want to join virtually, you can join as well. If you send me a DM, I'll send the detail because this training you can join virtually. The investing in Dubai and US is something you can do, or UK is something you can do from anywhere in the world. And you can be part of those classes virtually. Thank you again for coming. Fumi Teller Doctor. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
By the way, my regards to your friend and all your team. Let me greet them.
You want to say hello?
Okay.
She's a realtor as well in Georgia, Atlanta.
Ah,
Her name's
nice. Nice.
Morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's the vacation in the UK?
I won't trade it for the world. This is the hostess for the mostest.
Really?
It's
I like
been
that.
really wonderful.
Now,
Really wonderful.
now I think I will take our offer on dinner. Now that
now you come.
You
now,
really, you
now,
really should.
now
You
that
really should.
I am getting customer testimony, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I hope to come to the DFW area where
Okay.
you are, because great things are happening over there.
Absolutely. We do a lot though I'm more in the Houston area. I just came to Dallas for something, but I would love to have you around in Houston
No, but
anytime.
no, please come to Atlanta, Georgia. You know that is the Black Mecca.
But
I'm personally inviting you
but
to the Black Mecca.
I'm always funny enough, I'm always in Atlanta.
Huh.
Yeah. This year I've been in Atlanta like 3 times. We have uh a by the way, if you're a realtor, you can help us push it. We have
Yeah.
a 20 unit of 3 bedroom townhouse in Valdosta
In
that we're trying.
Valdosta, Georgia. Okay, that's the
Yes,
border of Florida.
yes.
Okay.
So it's $250,000. If you help us get clients who want to buy, why not?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's fully rented, so once
Okay.
they buy it, they just
Thank you.
inherit the
They don't need to
tenants.
worry about it.
Absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I will share your number with her.
All right,
No
we'll
problem.
connect. Nice to
No
meet
problem.
you.
Same
Take
here.
care. Great information, you guys. Even as I was sitting there, I heard
Yeah.
both of you, and I'm really impressed. So well done.
Thank you.
This is a star. She's really good. I
Yeah,
have to tell
She
you.
stole my
Not because
glass.
she's my friend.
She stole my glasses.
We will leave that story for another day.
By
Take
the
care,
way,
guys.
what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Jumoke Fadashi. So I am from Ondo in Nigeria, but I live in I've lived in Atlanta for 20 years.
Wow.
Yes.
You don't even talk like a Nigerian anymore.
I talk like Nigeria. Ikpe, you don't even like Ilode.
No,
So
your
Nigerian
English.
video.
Your English doesn't sound Nigerian.
I
Your,
sound
your,
Nigerian. No.
yeah.
You speak more American accent.
Well, that's what people say, but Atikpembe, so that's why.
Yeah,
You know?
Georgia.
But nice to meet you. So I'll get your information and I'll definitely be in touch.
No problem.
She must
at
sell the
all.
property.
I will, and I will.
She must sell
Why
the
not? Let's do it.
You.
Let's do
All
it.
right,
Let's make
let's
this
do it.
money together.
Absolutely, I'm all for it. Thank you.
Thank you. God
All
bless
right, take
you.
care.
So,
God
yeah.
bless you.
Guys,
Bye-bye.
thank you everyone. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. I'm still doing a live later today, so
Oh, you're
might
still doing
take
live today? Okay.
yes,
All right then. Let me
just
let you
I
know.
normally take my walk, and so I try to do live when I take my walk. I try to do a 1 hour walk every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm.
That's good.
Okay.
All right then.
Good night.